Mark, do you want to read the executive session information tonight? Mark, can you hear me?
I don't know that he can hear you, sir.
Okie dokie.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Good evening. I like the link that you sent, Holly. I think that's really important.
Yeah, we got to get in on that. It's wastewater testing, COVID wastewater testing. The state is doing a pilot with, I think, 16 municipalities right now. So I want to see if we can get in on that action.
Great idea. Mark, can you hear me yet?
Yeah, sorry, I had my computer audio turned off. I just realized
Okay. I was wondering if you wanted to read the information going into executive session.
that. Sure, I'd be glad to.
Thank you, sir. My voice is
By the way,
almost gone already today.
I talked to Trustee Caravas either yesterday or the day before. They had to make an unexpected trip to Nebraska. He was uncertain if he would be here. He may try to phone in.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Right.
Okay. I'm about 5 miles out of line, so I'll hit the video on out of the car.
Okay, and Trustee Miller's on her way back from Denver, and she'll be on her phone also, hopefully.
Also, if you'll check your email, I'm going to send you the link to the executive session. So when you make the motion and go into executive session, I'll stop the recording and the live YouTube streaming. We'll go into executive session. When you cancel that, we'll come back into the regular meeting and that will go live again.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Counselor.
Good evening.
Good evening, Trustee Lowell.
Hey, Mayor Angelo, how are you?
I'm fine. Trustee Wah, good evening.
Good evening.
Might as well get started. I'll call the August 12th, 2020 Board of Trustees special meeting to order. Could we have the roll call, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Mayor Angelo,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Browning,
Present.
Trustee Caravas,
Present.
Trustee Lowell,
Present.
Trustee Miller, Trustee Wah,
Present.
and Trustee Rogan.
Present.
Please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the time that we devote to a reflective moment of silence. 169,000 people have died from COVID. Let's keep them and their families in our thoughts. Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
And then
Mayor Pro Tem Browning.
to properly commence discussion on approval of the agenda, I will move for its approval.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion?
Yes. I would like the board to discuss with respect to this agenda, whether this agenda should be taken up today, whether this meeting should be postponed to a date certain, perhaps 1 week from today, in view of the posting of the notice of this meeting roughly 25 and a half hours before it was convened, and of the providing of materials to board members roughly 25 and a half hours before the board meeting was convened. I'll be glad to hear what my colleagues have to say, my fellow trustees have to say, but this type of issue has been discussed repeatedly in recent months. And there have been prior discussions and decisions by this board that simply meeting the 24-hour bare legal minimum notice and providing of materials to the board is not good enough, even if it may be legally sufficient. So it's my opinion that we should postpone this for at least a week to allow proper, in particular, public noticing and board preparation.
Are there additional comments?
I concur with Trustee or Mayor Pro Tem Browning. I think that there were several members of the board that didn't even know there was a meeting as of 4 o'clock yesterday or 3 o'clock yesterday until the emails were sent out.
Trustee Lowell?
I disagree. I've had enough time to look over all this information. I'm prepared to address it tonight.
Trustee Rogan?
I also have had enough time to read the information, but I'm concerned that my colleagues may not have. So if that's the case, I would agree with postponing it. And I think on principle, we absolutely do need more than 25 and a half hours notice for a meeting and the information.
Trustee Caravas?
I would agree with Pro Tem Browning that 25 hours, especially since we're in a situation means constantly, and people that do work have change schedules and switch things into businesses. I have not made everything. Like I said, emergency situations came up for both business, myself, my wife, and just that 24-hour notice, it just doesn't give it enough time. So I've got more stuff to do. As we keep doing this, we're going to keep having these meetings every week. It's got to be put together better and faster for us.
And Trustee Miller? Can you respond, Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Your opinion?
I'm going to have to agree. I mean, I definitely haven't feel like I haven't had enough time to cover everything that needs to be covered. Yeah, my schedule is really crazy right now. So, 25 hours is it's funny, kind of, to review documents properly.
Thank you. Personally, I would like to not have to call another special meeting, but it is obviously the desire of the board to do so. So we will schedule a time certain for this meeting to take place on the 19th of August. Is that acceptable, Mayor Pro Tem Browning? That's 1 week from today.
Yes, and I think it's also the prerogative of a majority of the Board of Trustees to call a special meeting, and seems like a majority is in favor of that, and the 19th would be acceptable to me.
Okay,
Is there a certain time that you prefer?
Pardon me? Is 5 o'clock acceptable to everybody?
Yes.
A raise of hands? Yes, 5 o'clock on Madam Clerk is fine. All right. That will conclude the meeting then. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Madam Administrator, I will give you an opportunity to respond, however.
I was just wondering if, since it involves me, am I allowed to submit anything into the packet?
I would certainly,
I was told I couldn't. I was told I couldn't.
I would certainly, you were told you could not?
Yes,
Were you told that by counsel?
yes. That he was putting together the packet information. I have lots of information I'd like to include.
Counsel?
I have no objection. I didn't know the town administrator had additional information, only that I was sending it to keep the attorney-client privilege. If the town administrator has information she'd like provided to the board, I'd be happy to send it.
And I think that's acceptable, absolutely. And I've also heard, Madam Administrator, that you may have additional information to offer the Board of Trustees by next Wednesday. So that is also acceptable. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.